Good day and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something really exciting because we're getting ready for a celebration. No, this is not going to be a keto version of anything. This is going to be a carb-rich kind of a thing because it is a special occasion. It is a wedding that we're getting ready for. And that wedding happens to involve my son. So the request from the bride, beans, but not just beans, loaded beans, peachy beans. It's gonna be delicious. Cannot wait. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Farm Cook channel. This is the place where you get to eat well, have fun, and hopefully learn lots, especially about low carb and keto cooking. So now let's get ready and make some dinner. Today we're back in the Farm Cook kitchen making special baked beans. They're wedding baked beans that were inspired by a brethren, Wampus from the Barbecue Brethren. Rest in peace. Wampus was the guy that came out with this recipe. Happened to be from Georgia. So these are beans that include peaches. Believe it or not, it is going to be awesome. The really kind of everybody in the pool beans. Lots of meat, lots of seasonings, lots of deliciousness, and everything gets finished on the smoker. So it has that nice smoky character to it. So how do we do this? Let's get started with a big pot because we got a lot of baked beans. This is a smaller batch from what I typically do when I make these because they're such a hit. People ask for them, so I make a big volume typically. But what we're going to do today is relatively modest. We've got a, how big is this can? This is a 55-ounce can of baked beans. We've got a bit of bacon. This is the Costco already cooked bacon. It's really sort of almost all the way cooked. It's still pretty flabby. I don't think a lot of people would enjoy eating it as is, but it's a great way to limit the problem, if you want to call it that, of having a lot of bacon grease when you're making bacon. So what we're going to do is fry these guys off, render out some of the fat, and then drop in the onions, the garlic, and the jalapeno. So let's get everybody into the pool to get started. That's this guy. So this is a dish that comes together pretty quickly, meaning once we get the bacon grease rendered, then we can add in the onions and then the garlic and the jalapeno. And after that, it's sort of everybody into the pool, mix, 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 heat, heat, heat. Because everything's really already cooked, we just have to render out some of the fat, allow some time for the flavors to come together, and then pop these guys into the smoker. So that's what we're doing now. And since these guys are already cooked, we don't have to wait too long to get some of the fat going. Turn down the heat. And I'm just gonna mix these around for, I don't know, 2-3 minutes until the onion starts to get to be translucent. We're not trying to caramelize anything. Just getting this cooked. So I'm gonna spin this around and we'll be joined for the next edition. All right, we're back. It's been about 4 or 5 minutes. This is what the pot is looking like at this point. So the onions are starting to get nice and translucent. The bacon is starting to crisp up. Smelling wonderful, just amazing. Next, we've got just one jalapeno. This is, like I said, this is for a special occasion. We don't want to blow people away unless you know for certain that they're individuals that can handle heat. So the whole idea, ooh, I just got a bit of the jalapeno hitting the hot pan. And it's got me. So what we really want is that mix of savory, sweet, smoky, and heat. So this is a little bit of the heat, little bite that's going to be distributed throughout the dish. Just letting that guy go. or those. It is. It's just one guy. And by the way, it was one large onion, probably close to a cup and a half of onion. And this is about 6 cloves of garlic that's been squished. That's going in. It's going to get mixed in. Get that guy broken up, or those guys broken up and mixed around, and get a little heat. Oh man, this smells so good. Next, we're going to drop in the beans. So that is 155-ounce can of beans that's gone in. And again, we're just sort of getting everybody mixed. Ooh, that's hot. Everybody mixed together. The liquid from the beans will help to sort of deglaze the bottom of the pan. And I'm stirring pretty aggressively to make that happen. You want that good fond getting mixed in to help season it. Awesome. Next, we're going to add some barbecue sauce. This happens to be Stubbs original. We're probably going to add, I don't know, 2-3 tablespoons. Some regular old yellow mustard. A couple of tablespoons of that. A little bit of W sauce. Couple of splashes of that, maybe a tablespoon. Get that all mixed together. And to that, the thing that I think makes beans over the top, in addition to more meat, is more meat. So this is a half pound of lean brisket for this size recipe. And 1 smoked fattie, Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage that was dusted with barbecue rub and smoked in the smoker. So this is really a meat dish that happens to have beans rather than a bean dish that happens to have meat in it. So we're just gonna cook those guys together for just a little bit before we drop the whole thing into the smoker. But need to add some more seasoning. So I've got a mixture here that's half teaspoon of chili powder, half teaspoon of chipotle chili powder, half teaspoon of ancho chili powder, some complete seasoning, and a little bit of onion powder. So that's going in for additional seasonings. Because we have added a lot to the beans that were there. I mean, a lot of additional volume. The onion, the garlic, the meats. And yeah, some of that stuff already had some great seasoning on it, but gonna make sure it's there. Last thing, peaches. This is regular old peaches and heavy syrup. And just, and these are sliced peaches. Just gonna run a serrated knife through the can, not even bringing anything else to anybody out to chop them. These are super soft, and they're gonna break down a little bit over time in the heat here as well as in the smoker. And what we're really trying to do is just to make sure there aren't any, you know, giant pieces. And if there are, then somebody gets a bonus. But that's everybody into the pool. Very straightforward. Oops, somebody jumped. And you're probably looking at this and thinking, peaches? Really? Yes, really. Well, let me rephrase that. If you're somebody that enjoys the idea of salty and sweet, then this is going to work for you. If that's not your cup of tea, no worries. Leave them out. So yes, this is not a low-carb dish. This is not a keto-friendly meal. This is something completely different. Shout out to the barbecue brethren. So all I'm going to do is keep stirring this guy while I'm getting the smoker going. And again, since everything's cooked, it's really just a matter of allowing some time for the flavors to come together in the pot and then in the smoker. Getting some of that, not just heat, but also the smoke character into the beans. And that's going to take, I don't know, 2 hours, something like that. So, but this part is pretty much done. Stay tuned. So we're back at the smoker. It's up to temperature, and we're not seeing the white billowy smoke coming out, which you want to avoid. That happens early on when you have wood coming up to temperature. The initial smoke that comes out is really acrid and bitter, so we want to avoid that. So we're up to temperature. There's no more of that nasty white smoke. So beans going in. And we don't need a temperature probe in there. We're really just, everything's already cooked. We're not trying to get up to any particular, doneness. We're not breaking down any connective tissue or anything like that. Running her out of fat. It's just, we're getting some smoke into the beans. So we'll leave this go for an hour and a half, 2 hours, see how things look, and then that's probably it. So we're back. It's been about 2.5 hours that the beans have been in the smoker. I just cut off the propane, and this is what they look like. They look like beans, and they smell delicious, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they taste like. All right, so the beans are back inside. There's a lovely smell coming off the top. I'm just sort of mixing everything together. You can see that there's, you can still see the peaches. They haven't broken down. So they'll provide a nice sweet counterpoint to the savoriness of the beans and all the protein that's in there. What I was going to do is just grab a little section. These are going to be screaming hot, but got a little bit of the peach in there. There we go. Ooh. So that's the look. I mean, they're beans. They don't look great unless you're used to beans, and then these look pretty spectacular. You can see, I just saw that even in that little bit that I had, there's a little green guy of jalapeno. So the whole sweet, salty, spicy, smoky thing is what we're going for. There's some of the bacon. There's some pulled pork. I didn't get a piece of a fatty, but that's okay. See how that works. Man, is that good. Definitely getting the smoke. A little bit of the back of the throat, a little tingle. It's not crazy hot. It's what I was going for. I don't want crazy hot for this group because it's a wedding and there's going to be a whole bunch of different folks there. So I wanted a little bit of heat, but not too much. Awesome. Terrific. Great flavor. Great smoke. Man, is that good. Smoky loaded Wampus baked beans. Give them a try. Thanks.